So don't get turned off because I say the name God. Please don't do that. This is just my journey. However you walk this walk is completely up to you. But another thing with this is that during my prayer time, I have asked God for certain things. And I've also made moves to make those things happen as well. And God has opened doors for me as I move to make those things happen. He's opened those doors so that those things can happen. Certain things I've asked for as far as like relationships, things like matters of the heart, he's starting to bring about. And the funny thing is, it makes me feel so uncomfortable. One thing I find funny about us humans is that when we ask for certain things, sometimes when we ask for certain things, like say, I'll use anxiety for instance, because I do struggle with that. I don't want to struggle with anxiety forever. But it's something that's so much a part of me that if it wasn't there, I wouldn't know what to do. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. Not being fearful sometimes is more scary than the anxiety itself. Might sound crazy, and I don't think like this all the time. But sometimes I think about it and I'm like, it is a thought that crosses my mind. Now, I do come back to myself and say that, okay, I don't want to have this forever. So I would just learn to deal with it. But sometimes it hits me, I'm like, it's a really scary thought. So I take that also with dating. I've had some really messed up encounters with guys. And it took me a while to wrap my mind around that and why I was always attracted to jerks, why I was always attracted to men who weren't available, either emotionally or what have you. So in my prayer time, asking God for, like, having this list of things that I want in a guy, and sometimes not even really praying, but saying, it'd be nice to have this in a guy. It'd be nice to have that. More of like an offhand comment to myself. Then I'm not the only one that talks to themselves. I can't be. But, and then finally seeing that in somebody freaks me out. I'm one of those people that would be real quick to stop talking to you, which is really bad. It is really, 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 really bad. And some guys that are my friends, strictly friends, or some people that know me can probably attest to that. It's just really interesting, but getting what you ask for, to me, you might be different, is sometimes really scary. Really, really scary. Like, for instance, there is a guy that I do like. And this weekend we were chatting. And we were playing a game back and forth. And I learned a lot about him. Clearly, he knows me better than I know him. But we've known each other for over 10 years. So, I mean, he's had a lot of time to observe me. But a lot of his answers and the way he would talk to me, because we would chat either while I was answering a question or what have you, but how he would respond, I don't know, it was just, I kept seeing things that I asked for privately, and it freaked me out. I got all girly and giddy, and I was like, ooh, I don't know if I want this. I mean, of course I want it, but it's just so different than what I've experienced. And life is so good right now, and I'm so afraid that I'm going to mess it up. So afraid that I'm going to mess it up. This is where anxiety comes in. But I don't want to be afraid. I don't want to depend on this anxiety as a crutch for the rest of my life. So, as much as June was a self-discovery month, I look forward to July, the rest of July, and how much I will discover about myself. Who will I be? Not that I'll change, but what will I discover about myself? And will I learn to live without anxiety? My goal for this month is to really work to be less anxious, to seek instances where I can be peaceful. And part of being peaceful for me is having order in my house. So that means organizing things in my house. I had a vendor show last weekend, and it took me almost a week to organize my product desk, where I make my products and where I store the containers and stuff. And I need to organize my product cabinets. But seeing my desk organized brings me peace and calm, because I see everything, I know where it is. So the next thing I'm tackling are my clothes, doing laundry. I've cleaned my kitchen. My back door, the door that I use most often, is in my kitchen. So making sure that that rug that I wipe my feet off on is clean every day. All of the dirt from outside is swept out, because that's my kitchen. I don't want dirt or outside stuff in my kitchen. So making sure those things are taken care of and tackling one thing at a time has really, really helped me. I tell people often to take 1 second at a time. And the very last person that I tell that to is myself, when it should be the first. So this is an ode to myself, telling myself that it is okay to be peaceful. You don't always have to be in the middle of a storm to know that you're loved. Sometimes some people feel like they always have to be the victim in order to feel loved. And I don't want to be one of those people that always have to feel like they need to be in drama or what have you, because that's how they feel they get attention, and that's how they feel loved. And I definitely don't want to be one of those people. So learning to live in the peace is one thing. Seeking those peaceful moments. So taking breaks, turning off my phone. I will be traveling, not out of state, but out of town. One of the things that I really want to do is travel by train. I have never been on a train before. And whenever I think of a train, I think of Harry Potter, of course, or the Chronicles of Narnia. Oddly enough, because the train isn't even in that movie a whole lot. But those are the two movies that I think about. And I see myself sitting on a train, reading a book, and drinking tea. Random and specific, but it's something that I really want. I want to sit by a huge window and look out on the countryside while I'm reading my book. So seeking those moments. Another place I want to go is to the mountains. I've never been there. And being in North Carolina, the Rocky Mountains are here. So I want to see those. So finding those places where I can do like a staycation. I do have a week of vacation coming up, so I want to do that. So there's a lot of things that I'm excited for July. And the main thing is spending more time with myself and doing what makes me happy. So this ode to myself is giving myself permission to be peaceful and be happy. Because after everything that I've experienced, after everything that we've experienced, everybody who has grieved, don't you feel like you deserve to be happy? That it is okay to be peaceful. It is okay to live in peace. It is okay to laugh. There was a time where I would laugh. It was right after my grief started. And when I saw something funny and I laughed, I felt so guilty. So it's like, I should be sad. I shouldn't be laughing. So now I'm giving myself permission to laugh so hard that I snort really, really loud. I don't want to do those things that scare me. Like I've been saying for 2 years, I want to go skydiving. I want to do it, and not just indoor skydiving, but that would be my practice. I want to go real skydiving, jump out of a plane, strapped to a really hot instructor. But these are the things that bring me peace. If you can believe skydiving can bring somebody peace. But the thrill of it all, yeah. So what ode would you write to yourself? Whether you're experiencing grief, or you're just really anxious, or you're depressed, or adulting is just really getting to you, what ode would you write to yourself? What permissions would you grant yourself? Think about that. And I will talk to you guys next week.